now for the chain quests. It looks like we've got just the one here in the Yasuoani area, and it'll come from Nakente. Let's go ahead and speak with her to take on our chain quest here in Yasuoani entitled Aunty Knows Best. Nakente is fretting over her young charge as she is wont to do. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should have led in with Aunty Knows Best. Yeah, but that's maybe what I should have led in with.
Oh, Shallow, what am I going to do with you? I keep telling you to take a hunter with you when you leave town.
Hello there.
Well, if it isn't Her Majesty's guest, did you enjoy your tour of Yyupye's Halo? I was told you even helped set the water distribution system to rights. You know, I could really use someone with your talents right about now. The woman in charge of that very farm left just left for the wilderness without a bodyguard. You know, she seems to me she's investigating something, but that's no reason to put herself in danger. Last I heard, she was seen walking up the hill to the east of the farm. Could you go and make sure she's alright?
Certainly.
Oh, what a relief. Now, you're looking for a young Shatona by the name of Shalaki. Off you go, and thank you, dear.
Alright. Let's go and do this. Yeah, probably gotta drive out of town first. Probably by jumping over the wall. And making our way through the river. Whistle up. There we go. Yeah, let's find the person of interest. Let's find this Shalauki. Oh, they're also going to be up top, so we need to go over this way. You know, we gotta take the detour here. It's gotta be done. You keep hearing the thunder and lightning. Like I said, keep Riku from this place at all costs. There's the danger. Miss Shalaki, how many souls do you have in your regulator? Yeah, it's important that we know this. Let's start dropping pain on this guy's brain. One more to go. There it is. And got it. Hello there, young lady. On your feet.
Oh, God's been good. That was the last of my soul cells. I could have really died there.
But thankfully you didn't, thanks to me.
Thanks for your help, by the way. So, what brings you out here to the middle of nowhere?
Well, a lot, actually.
Aunty Nakente sent you after me? That makes two people who just saved my life then. Would you mind coming with me to see her? I want her to know I'm safe and grateful besides.
Of course. I mean, it's bad enough you're getting attacked by things, but we wouldn't want lightning to strike you either. Alright, back to the outskirts. Off we go. And now that they're reunited, yeah, it looks like Shalaki is getting really scolded, isn't she? Hi, you two.
Welcome back, dear. I can't thank you enough for rescuing this poor reckless fool of a girl.
Yeah, say it right to her face.
You're not a child anymore, Shallow. Act your age. Now, what do you say to the kind stranger who saved your life?
What do you mean you don't know?
I know I have already told you once before, but thank you, truly. I'm Yyupye and I'm in charge of Yyupye's Halo. To tell the truth, I'm still learning how everything works. I used to be an electro engineer, but for some reason the government reassigned me.
Why is that?
And I'm Nakente, the farm's coinkeeper, or resident nag, depending on who you might ask. Might we get your name, hero?
Sure thing. This is who I am.
Mathia! Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? That's a name you best not forget, Shallow. You'd be dead were it not for him. Now, why in the world would you leave the safety of the outskirts all by yourself? You've been acting so strangely of late. It's clear you're hiding something, so what is it?
Like, don't get it out of me.
There really is no getting past you, anything past you, is there? Fine, I'll explain, but you have to promise to keep it a secret for now, alright?
Yeah, what is this secret?
The truth is, I've noticed that the farm's harvests have been shrinking year over year, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. The staff are all doing great work, and as a former engineer, I can say for certain that the equipment is all in proper working order. I even checked the pylons, and the readout was totally normal. But I know there's a problem, and the longer we wait, the worse it'll get. In a few years, the crops may stop growing entirely. Something has to be done. Well, it sounds serious, and I appreciate that you're taking the initiative to solve it. But I worry about you, Shallow. I can't have you putting your life in danger.
Well, someone's got to do it. Yeah, meanwhile, I'm still here.
Mathia, would you be willing to help her look into the matter?
I guess I can do that.
As an outsider, your idea of normal is sure to be different from ours. I reckon a fresh set of eyes will be able to spot something we can't. She's right. I could certainly use an unbiased perspective. Would you please help me, Mathia?
Yeah, we got to think about this before ultimately agreeing. And look how happy they are.
Right then. With that said, I think you two what you two need now is a good meal. Have a seat in your Aunty and Nakente will fix you some fresh veggies.
And so with that, yeah, it looks like they're not necessarily fresh veggies, but we'll take our 413,000 experience points, 872 gil, two bottles of mesquite juice. So yeah, not exactly fresh because they've been processed into juice. Plus our chain quest aether currents here in Ysulani. Also, do we have to eat? Yeah, I was about to say, do we have to eat outdoors? So sometime later after finishing the meal, let's go ahead and speak again with Yyupye, and we'll go ahead and take on our next quest entitled Yyupye's Dirts. Yyupye is ready to dig into the mystery.
Alright, Mathia, time to get started. Well, I suppose I've already started, but you know what I mean. First things first, we should have you take a look at the fields and see if you can spot anything that strikes you as unusual. You go on ahead and make ready, Shallow. As Coinkeeper, it will be remiss to overlook the matter of Mathia's payment before he leaves. I'll send him along shortly. Okay then, meet me by the bridge just outside of town when you're ready.
Alright, and don't wander too far.
Forgive me, Mathia, but I wasn't entirely honest just now. You will of course be paid for your services, but there's something else I wanted to discuss. I have a personal favor to ask of you. It concerns Shallow.
I imagine it would. Yeah, she's on her last life.
She was born after the land's fusion, you see, and her parents, well, none of us can remember them. The townsfolk have all done their best to look after her, but I suspect she may struggle with things she doesn't feel she can talk to us about. Her reassignment by the government, for instance. For an outsider like you, however, I suspect she may be willing to open up. Perhaps you can find a quiet moment during your investigations to talk to her.
I guess I can.
Thank you, Matthias. Your help is much appreciated. On both counts, of course. Now, run along and don't forget, you're to meet up with her at the Southern Bridge.
So let's go do it then. Let's jump over, and here she is all right over here. Talking with someone else, actually. Eyes on me, Shallow.
There you are. Aunty really talked your rear off, didn't she? Well, I'll spare you my idle chit-chat. You walked these fields with Her Majesty, right? What was your first impression? Be honest, and don't hold back. Any little critique might help.
Yeah, first impression, it's so dreary. The location seems less than ideal, or how does anyone run a farm in this weather? But yeah, it's so miserable in here.
Oh, I didn't realize that was an issue. But now that I think on it, this place used to get a lot more sunlight in the past. That's why it's called Yyupye after all, where the clouds dry in the Shadowbringers tongue. It's only thanks to electro technology that the farmers survived this long, specifically those pillars at the center of each field. They're a true godsend, converting lightning energy into not just water but also fire to stave off the cold and earth to replenish the soil. They were the first thing I thought to check, but they're perfectly functional. Still, you have a point. This isn't exactly prime farmland. Maybe there's an underlying problem with the soil that can't be mitigated with our tech. In that case, I'd say we roll up our sleeves and examine the fields more closely. I'll take the east side so the west is all yours. Sound good?
I guess I can do that.
Great! If you spot anything out of the ordinary, just give a shout. Likewise, if I find anything, you'll be sure to hear me. Now, let's get to it.
Indeed, let's. Away we go. We gotta go look at 3 specific spots. So we'll bank to the left first. Hey, jump the river, alright. Yeah, we'll run past the Ronique. For a moment I thought I saw an Aether Current, but no, that's not Aether Current. So yeah, let's look around this warm soil at the base of the lightning rod, which also is spouting the rain. The soil is faintly warm to the touch. Evidently, this electro pillar is doing its job. If you listen carefully, you can make out a muffled crackling sound from underground. Yyupye will want to hear about this. Alright, onward. So yeah, every farm has an inspection. Now we got some crumbly soil. Yeah, not exactly warming up to the rain, is it? This soil is nice and crumbly, owing not just to the electro pillar, but the dedicated maintenance of the farm hands here. There are no glaring issues that you can spot. So now let's head over north. Try not to run over the crops as best we can, so some soft soil over here. The soil is well drained with just the right amount of moisture, an effect of the electro pillar perhaps. In any case, nothing appears to be wrong. Now that we've investigated all the fields to the west, you should apprise Yyupye of the strange crackling sound you heard earlier. Anyway, we got a malfunction on our hands. So here's what I discovered.
This is the field where you heard the funny sound?
Let's have a look and a listen. How well do those Shatona ears work?
Well, I'll be, there it is. It sounds to me as though it's coming from deep underground. I'm impressed you caught up with those little ears of yours.
Thanks. Yeah, these catoos aren't just for show.
So, should we start digging?
I guess we can. Have at it.
You know, this soil feels a little too warm. And what is that smell? Mushrooms?
You got mushrooms growing here? Or is this a new discovery? Oh!
I found something! It's a box! And some sort of measuring device! That's enough crackling, you!
See, as we discover it.
Now let's see what's inside the box. Papers? Someone's report, it looks like. What's written here? To Yyupye from Yyupye. Concerns about toxic X-ray infestation.
Why would someone bury that here?
Yyupye? The Yyupye? How does the farm's founding know my name? And why would they pen me a letter?
Maybe they knew what was about to happen?
I write to you regarding my concerns for the future of this farm, as well as their potential solutions. This farm survives by the mercy of its technological support, but if the same crops are planted again and again over a sustained period of time, there is a chance the yields will weaken. I don't believe it! That's precisely the problem we're having! This is a brilliant discovery, Matthias. I need to sit down and read everything that's written here. Will you go and tell Aunty and Kente about this?
Let's go ahead and do it. Yeah, it's important she's made aware. Yeah, how did he know that we would find ourselves in this situation and that she would be the one to try and solve it? Alright, back to Kente. So, back over. Yeah, we don't see Shallow yet.
Ah, welcome back. That gleam in your eye tells me that there's been progress. Where's Shallow?
She's busy.
A letter with her name on it buried in a box in the fields? Her eyes must be glued to the pages even now. I wish I could offer you more details about Yyupye, but those memories must have been taken to the cloud.
Oh, great. Stupid cloud.
I'm sure it must seem very strange to you that we forget the dead. Even we struggled to come to terms with that at first. But we all came to the same conclusion. For the Travis citizens to make a life for ourselves out here, we would have to wear the regulators. All of us, even baby Shallow. At any rate, what matters is that you managed to find a lead. Carry on with the investigation, dear, and do let me know how it goes.
We certainly will, so we'll take our 413,000 experience points and 915 gil. Yeah, and I'm still confused by your willing subjugation. Let's go ahead and speak with Kente again to take on our next part of the chain quest entitled What She Left Behind. Kente has an idea of where Yyupye might have gone.
Shadow said she wanted to sit down and read, did she? In that case, I suspect that she's at the control tower right about now. It's the facility that houses the town's electrical equipment. She's been haunting the place ever since she was a child. Anytime she needs to read something without distractions like as not, you'll find her there. As for why she's so taken with the tower, I couldn't tell you. Anyway, I'll mark it on your map. Go and check on her, won't you?
Certainly. So looks like we're going northeast again. Yeah, try not to run that person down. Alright, so she's up there. Yeah, thankfully she hasn't left the town. Shallow.
Oh, hello, Matthias. Perfect timing, actually. I just finished reading over the report. Turns out Yyupye was a Shatona woman.
Yeah, I guess we're learning that now.
And apparently she's also
your daughter or her mother, right?
But we'll get to that later. More importantly, this force details the major problems she foresaw impacting the farm decades down the line, which is to say, right about now. It says here that she buried this microbial colony counter with her findings so that the moment that this particular problem started to manifest in the fields, the alarm would sound and draw someone's attention.
But,
Now I wanted to ask, have you ever been to Ysulani Station?
well, we had to pass through there in order to get to here.
The reports have suggested a solution for our problem, but it requires a special device she apparently left all the way over at the station. Before you say anything, don't worry. I won't be running headfirst into danger on my own again. Assuming, of course, you would accompany me there.
I guess I can.
Thanks, Matthias. Make whatever preparations you need to, then meet me at the Halo. I'll be waiting.
Alright. I will see you there. Can we jump over? There we go. Took a little effort, but we made it. Alright, run through the river. And we'll get to where she's chilling out. It looks like it's at the farthest end of the farm. Maybe we shouldn't be surprised by that. Oh, someone randomly flying a massive bird. That is the reward for getting all the Heavensward mounts from the extreme trials. Alright, Shalachi.
All set? Excellent. So, about the problem with the farm? According to the report, the cause of the declining harvest is an infestation of exo-rays, a type of toxic slime mold. With the electro pillars fertilizing the soil, everything in the ground stands to benefit, good or bad. That's why the farmhands weed the fields so aggressively. But by hiding out of sight under the topsoil, the exo-rays have had free rein to draw vital nutrients away from the crops. The more they multiply, the smaller our yields. In short, if we're to save the crops, we'll need to exterminate the exo-rays, and to do that, we'll need the device that's stored at the station. Are you with me?
I certainly am.
But what I don't understand is why Yyupye would store the report and the device in two separate locations. Wouldn't have been easier to put them both in the box?
Maybe there's something behind it, though.
Oh well, no point wondering, I suppose. Shall we be off then?
Shalachi is now accompanying you. Yeah, we gotta carry her all the way down to the station. That is a long way to go. So, shall we do this? Because, yeah, this is an instance where I'm pretty sure we have to go manually. Because even though they've now made it so that you can use the inner city aetherites to be able to move around while accompanied by someone, I think in this instance you do have to manually run. Which also means we got to climb up at some point, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so over this way to conversation point number 1. Let's see what Shalachi has to say about Teshpiani village, which is this place.
Here we are at Teshpiani, where the stones howl. Yyupye's report claims that both she and Aunty and Kente used to live here. Then the land changed so drastically that the entire village was all but flung into danger. That's when Prince Fiend turned up. After some discussion, it was decided that the villagers would take refuge in Everkeep. While most were content to stay there, some grew to miss the feel of nature beneath their feet, and so they decided to settle in the outskirts. Aunty and the others could be living the high life in Solution 9 right now, if they wanted, but instead, they remained loyal to the land. That dusty old town means the world to me, Matthias. I originally took on the role of engineer so I could help make life easier for everyone. If I'm going to be responsible for the farm, then it's up to me to solve its problems, whatever they may be.
Indeed you must.
The station's coming up now, just over the hill to the southeast. I'm not in any hurry to cross the finish line, though. Slow and steady wins the race just as well.
Perhaps. So, onward. Yeah, over here to our next location. And yeah, she will sprint with me. So, conversation point number 2. The decrepit buildings. Yeah.
Seems a downright waste to me. With a little elbow grease, these houses could be as good as new, but I suppose it's too far from the safety of Everkeep. You know, that reminds me, apparently the Tonawata and the Shatona used to be sworn enemies. Can you believe it? But then some king, Gulu something or other, mended the rift between the two peoples and they came to share the land peaceably. This all happened before Aunty was born, so who knows how many decades ago that was.
Well, that plus 30 years, so I guess we're considering Galol Jaja's creation of Tyrol as a nation was 80 years ago. And given the fact that this is now 30 years in the future, we're now at 110. So yeah, which way to go from here? I think I see a path going this way that we can use. So we'll hang a left. Try and avoid fighting if possible. And underneath the train bridge is where we get to conversation point number 3. Let's speak with Shalachi about Everkeep itself.
We've come quite a ways now. Look at the view of Everkeep.
Yeah. I guess we could.
When I was little, I attended school there with the other kids from the outskirts. That's where I learned all I needed to work as an electrical engineer. Yyupye wrote in her report that she once took those same classes. She said the mysterious machines were a new frontier she couldn't help but want to explore. Then she used the knowledge she gained from her formal education to build up Yyupye's halo. Curious as she was about the technology, it seems nature was the true passion. When I think about all the love and care that went into the halo, I'm not sure I have any business taking charge of it.
Well, don't sell yourself short there, young lady.
We're nearly there now. Let's hurry and secure Yyupye's device.
Alright. So after going under the bridge, we'll now hang a right. Trying to avoid contact with the enemies. There is one more conversation spot we can go and interact in right over here. So once we reach the top, let's go and speak with Shalachi one more time and discuss the railway.
Truly a sight to behold, isn't it? I hope someday I get to see one of those huge train things running on it, like in the old days. I always had my suspicions, but now that I'm seeing it in person, I think I've actually been here before back when I was younger. All my life I thought it was just a silly dream I had. I remember walking along the tracks, hand in hand with some grown-up while they talked to me about the station and the lands beyond.
Was that your mother?
Now I think I might know who it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. So in any event, we have arrived back here in Yasulani itself, in the town. So here's where the quest comes to an end. At least for as far as getting here.
Here we are at Yasulani Station. Quite the trek, eh? Before the lane fused, people flocked here in droves, but these days, well, no need to state the obvious, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess not.
Now to retrieve Yyupye's device. I think she said it was in this building here.
Yeah, so switch over to my water.
Storage cupboard, bottom shelf at the very back. Aha!
And she found what she needed.
Here we are. Apparently, this special transformer has already been attuned to the farm's pillars. It should force the exo rays out into the open.
Yeah, how so? And is it still functional after 30 years?
Do you remember what I told you before about the pillars converting the power of lightning into nutrients to help the soil, and the exo rays in turn seal those nutrients for themselves? This device will halt the conversion, funneling a massive energy current straight into the ground. In one fell swoop, the beasts will be deprived of their food source and given a nasty shock besides. To escape the shocks, they'll have no choice but to form fruit-linked bodies and burrow to the surface. That's when we strike. Or at least, that was Yyupye's plan anyway. Isn't she incredible? She realized our soil was at risk of attracting fungi, so she planned out a detailed countermeasure decades in advance. I can scarcely believe someone as middling as me could have a mother so brilliant.
So yeah, that's what I thought. How long have you known?
I found some sort of official document together with the rest of the report. It states that, upon Yyupye's death, her daughter was to be given full control of the farm once she reached adulthood. Now that I've come of age, and I've been put in charge of the farm, what else am I to think but that she must be my mother?
And so...
It feels like something from a storybook. The tale of a humble villager who was in truth the descendant of a great hero. But Yyupye is no work of fiction. She was real and she walked these lands just as I do now. When I was first reassigned to Yyupye's halo, I thought there must have been some mistake. Why me when there was sure to countless others more capable? I still haven't found my answer yet, but if one thing's for certain, it's this. I won't let her legacy wither and die on my watch.
That's very admirable.
At least now we've got a tentative solution for the farm's exo-ray infestation. Let's head back to the outskirts and set about putting Yyupye's plan into motion.
Agreed. So you know the way back then? Yeah, just take it all in.
You know something? I think I've come to understand why she hid the device all the way out here. I think maybe, now that I'm a woman grown, she wanted me to see what's become of the life we once had. Just a theory, mind.
Well, at least you have some sense of closure. But now, of course, we gotta finish what she started all those years ago, right? And so we're automatically taken back to the outskirts, so let's go ahead and speak with Shalachi to complete the quests. Eventually.
After that long walk, I'm sure you must be as tired as I am. We'll enact our extermination plan soon enough, but for now, let's both take a moment to rest.
Alright.
Oh, and thanks for walking with me. I'll see you when you get back.
Well, thank you very much. So, we'll take our 413,000 experience points, 915 gil, plus the choice of food. We have creamy hot chocolate for tanks. We have wild banana blend for mage DPS. We have tender shortcake for healers. And for melee DPS, we have fruit and aloe jelly. So, given my situation, I'll be content to take the jelly. So let's go ahead and speak with Shalachi again, and complete our chain quest here in Ysulani, with the quest entitled, All That She Carried. Shalachi is eager to mitigate the mushroom menace.
Perfect timing, Mathia. I just finished explaining everything to Aunty here. You know, I always wondered why the government would reassign you to Yyupye's halo. I never imagined you were the founder's daughter.
But then again, you probably had that memory erased.
Honestly, I think that they would have been better served choosing someone who was there from the beginning. Someone like you, Aunty. I don't even remember my mother, and it's because of her that I was promoted to the head of the halo. I may not be qualified to solve all of the farm's problems, but at least I can solve this one. Matthias, it's about time we evicted those unwanted tenants. Once you're ready to get your hands dirty, meet me at the control tower. There's one last thing I think we'll need.
Alright. And away she goes.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Here I thought she was worried over something serious.
Maybe she is.
If anything, we were relieved that a local was chosen for the role. Sure, she may be inexperienced, but we all know that she's got a good head on her shoulders. She'll grow into it in time. I understand this whole ordeal has been a lot of trouble, Matthias, but I want you to know how much I appreciate all your help. Now, I hope you'll forgive a little worrying on my part, but you do realize that fructified exo rays are essentially mushroom monsters, yes? They're more troublesome than they look, so please be careful.
You got it. You got it, so let's be on our way. You know, back to the control tower and see what Shalachi has in mind.
There you are. Are you ready, Matthias? As soon as I integrate this transformer into the control tower circuitry, those electro pillars are going to send lightning straight into the ground. Your job will be to survey the eastern and western fields and stamp out any fungal fiends that sprout up.
Thank you for what I'm about to do.
Take this communicator and await my signal. Our plan begins as soon as you get into position at the farm.
I'm ready when you are. So away she goes, phasing into the building somehow. Maybe she went through the door. Yeah, the way that she was angled, it seemed like she was about to phase through the building, but it seems like there's a door there for her to actually go into. So back into the Halo. And we'll go ahead and start dealing with business. So spot number 1 is over here. As soon as I can find it. So yeah, they're actually on the outskirts, in between. That's my companion again. Let's get ready to fight.
Testing, testing. Matthias, can you hear me? The transformer is connected and on standby. As soon as I activate it, the X-rays are going to come crawling up at full speed. There's no telling how many we ought to expect, so be on your guard.
And here they come. We see 3 of them hitting the field. Hey there, Bubba. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Yeah, let's unleash the full fury on these Exos. Alright. First one is crushed rather easily. Yeah, it's a holiday weekend for both of us, isn't it? We are at that point in October. Alright, crossing over. So across the road we go. And into this spot.
Matthias, how'd it go out there? Are you hurt? How many were there anyway?
3 of them.
Wow, you're incredible. You don't even stand out of breath. Well, if you're ready for round 2, I'll reroute the transformer to the fields on the other side. Once you're all done, meet me near the bridge.
Very well, young lady. And here goes the second wave. Yeah, just drop it all on you at once. I just love how that overhead smash it works. It just looks so cool. Alright, just you remain. And down it goes. Alright, so back to the outskirts then. With half a dozen mushrooms foraged, let's go ahead and head on back over. Yeah, we were told to rendezvous with her at the bridge, or close to it, so that's where we're going. And she's out here with Nakente, actually.
I really owe you one, Mathia. With any luck, the XIV race should be well and truly exterminated. Now there's now the matter of changing the soil, of course, and taking measures to prevent future infestations, but thanks to you, the Halo is on the road to recovery.
And as for you, Nakente?
Shallow, dear, do you still have misgivings about your reassignment? None of us are upset by the idea of you taking charge of the Halo. The only thing that matters is how you feel about taking up the position. If this isn't the life you want, it's not too late to change your mind, you know.
Will she have to use a regulator to erase her memories of this?
Thanks, Aunty, but I think I'll be just fine. It's always been my dream to give back to the community that raised me. The way I see it, I've just been given a more direct opportunity to do so. I only needed a little time to come to terms with it, that's all. When I was walking to Yasselani Station with Mathia, I remember that I used to make the same trip with someone else. Yyupye, probably. I think she used to tell me stories of her homeland. She built this farm so that our people could survive in the outskirts, but I don't think that was ever her dream. Deep down, I think what she wanted more than anything was to rebuild Teshpiani and the station. That's a dream I'd like to see realized, and it can't be done if I'm content to stay here in the outskirts. I don't know for sure what my next steps will be, but I have a lot of ideas.
Yeah, look how shocked she is.
Oh dear, should the Coin Keeper be concerned, I wonder? Now then, Mathia, if it weren't for you, we may have never gotten to the bottom of this mystery. At the risk of repeating myself, thank you for helping, and for caring. You've helped us more than you'll ever know. And I actually really enjoyed our little trip to the station. Next time I have business out there, you better clear your schedule.
Well, the Warrior of Light is always a busy person, so we'll take our 413,000 experience points, 829 gil, plus the Desert Walker's Orchestrion roll. Yeah, let's just go ahead and admire the outskirts then.